Good morning. Today, second road test store review of the Toyota Yaris Cross. I've had it for nearly 6 weeks. I've done 705 miles. Most of that was travelling to Wales. So my very first video was, I'd only done like a couple of days driving. This obviously did some long distance, lots of country roads around this area in Wales. So now I'm going to give you my second review. Obviously we've been through all the controls already, but we'll go for a little drive. I've invested in a little slightly better camera mount. I still have to learn how to use it, but we'll see how it goes. So we'll have a little drive out. I need to go and get some fuel. We'll see how we get on. So first impressions after such a short ownership is, what a brilliant car. So I've said in the video before, I looked at the Lexus LBX, I looked at the Honda ZR-V, which was a really good car, but a little bit too big, but I feel very comfortable having a Toyota. Obviously, we've owned Toyota since 2006. In fact, I had a Toyota Celica, a 1971 ST in yellow, and I had that in 1976. So yeah, but we've had lots of Toyotas in the years gone by, and feel comfortable with them. So let's get on the road, and we're going to get some fuel and we'll give you a little talk through. So I have to do a bit of a shunt here, I think, to get out. Oh. Well, we'll cut that bit out, but at least the emergency braking works. Anyhow, here we go. Lots of 20 mile an hour in Wales, in nearly all the villages in town, which is fine. We're on EV mode at the moment. I'm registering 61 to the gallon at the moment, but obviously that'll go up as the miles go up. So we're on 705 miles, 61 mpg, 20 mile an hour speed limit, and obviously no load on the engine. We're in EV mode. In fact, when there's no load even on dual highways and motorways, it will pop into EV mode at sort of 60 plus miles an hour. The very early hybrids, because I had an early Prius and my wife's got a Yaris hybrid, they tend to just go into, they go out of EV mode automatically when you exceed 30 miles an hour, and that's it. But the new generation hybrids, they'll click in out, you know, at will, which is brilliant. Oh, here's a van. The roads are very tight round here. Down the bottom slightly better. So we're just going to have a run through Tintern, a little ride down the road. Here's some motorbikers, we'll let them out. Motorcyclists, sorry. I think on the journey information we've got about 43% EV mode total driving, which is really good. Getting the beat there, went to 21. Now the warnings, you know, speed limit warnings, and obviously when you take your eyes off the steering wheel for too long, it reminds you, they are quite subtle. So they're not like in your face bing bongs, but they are there, never the same. I think you can go in the menu and turn them off completely, but I'll leave them on. Keeps you right. So in town, generally EV mode. I've got nearly a full battery, so it should see us all the way through Tinnerton, no problem. So the steering is beautifully weighted, nice and easy, but not over assisted. Very easy to drive around town type car. Just coming up to Tintern Abbey. So Wales is the ideal company for a hybrid because of the slow speed limits, but hey, we're in no rush, we're on holiday. Oh, got a bit of a 30 mile an hour coming up now. So again, obviously the petrol engine cuts in again. So we've got drive and we're charging the battery. So we'll go up to 30 mile an hour, oh, and we can go to 40 now. So we've got a few bends coming up here. So just at about 38 mile an hour, a few bends up here, but it handles absolutely flat. So the ride's flat, no body roll. You can actually feel what the front wheels are doing, which is good on a front wheel drive car, but just very safe, very positive and very nice through the bends. Comfortable ride. I'm in eco mode at the moment, which is quite nice. It softens everything right down, so the throttle response is a bit dull, but it's still drivable. On the way back I'll put it into normal. Sport mode, it does make a big difference. So the good thing about these Toyota hybrids is there is definitely a difference between eco, normal and sport mode, and you can really feel the difference, which is good. So we've got a few bends here, and it just steers so nicely. And again, you know, some reviews have said that they're noisy. They're not noisy at all. I don't know where they get that from. Obviously I'm a bit deaf, but I've still got good hearing with the hearing aids in, and it's very pleasant, very quiet. And the engine node, you'll hear it when we give it a bit more throttle. I quite like the engine though. It's a little 3-cylinder and I like it. But round country roads, it just handles beautiful. I'd never road tested one prior to buying it. I had a quick road test before I placed the order and I was really impressed. So I've been looking at them for a couple of years but never actually driven one. So as soon as I drove one, that made a big difference. And it obviously made my decision. But on these bends here, you're turning the steering wheel, maybe not even quarter turn, so the gearing's about right. And even, 90-degree hairpins, it's only half a turn of the steering wheel. So going around bends, you're not like sort of turning the wheel. It's just slight corrections. So this is about a 30-degree bend, and as you can see, hardly any input on the steering. But yeah, I mean, definitely the handling is absolutely beautiful. So it's still quite rewarding on a country road. So they've definitely got the handling right on this Yaris Cross. Especially since it rides a bit higher, but you don't get any associated body roll. Very, very nice. Some lovely driving roads in Wales. Absolutely beautiful. I've switched off the lane depart because that just, it's not required at the moment. I'll talk about lane depart and cruise control at the end of this video, because obviously I use that predominantly on the drive down on the motorway. At the moment we're enjoying some nice twisty bits, but you just turn in, it's just lovely. I've been using B mode, for just to generate a bit more power on engine braking, which again, it does slow you a little bit down steep hills, which saves the brakes a bit. Beeping at me again. So we're down to 30, then obviously we're coming into a little village, so it's down to 20. So we're currently staying in between sort of Monmouth, Tintern, and then we've got obviously Chepstow close by. So we're coming to a little bit of a 50, so we'll accelerate. In fact, I'll put it into normal driving mode. So we'll accelerate from here briskly. That was straight up to 50, easy peasy, plenty of power for acceleration and overtaking, and a lot of hybrids, especially some of the Hondas, have this incredible mooing. I call it the mooing syndrome, where you get an awful lot of engine noise, moo, but no power. This is different. You get torque and you get nice pickup. And yeah, the engines rise a little bit because that's how the CVT works, but not quite as pronounced as other cars. So again, plenty of acceleration. Brakes are good. We're just coming past Chepstow racecourse. We're looking for a garage, so there'll be one somewhere, I would imagine. We'll see what's up here. Just gonna search for a Shell station, petrol stations, Tesco.
The route guidance will start now. In 200 yards, heading sharply left at the roundabout, take first exit onto Newport Road.
Right, oh, there's a fuel station right close by, so we'll go get some fuel. Toyota sat-nav, absolutely fine. It works where you can't get a signal on the phone. So normally I've got
take first exit.
Normally I've sort of Google Maps on, but yeah, Toyota sat-nav is absolutely perfect. Nothing wrong with it at all.
Exit coming up, then 200 yards later, right turn. Right turn coming up, then your destination will be ahead.
So we'll get some, we'll try some SO fuel.
The route guidance is now finished.
So we fill up with, we only put Supreme fuel in. Fuel filler caps down by the driver's seat on the floor. And remember, we don't fill past the first click because it can interfere with the vacuum device on the tank or something like that. But again, I'll fill up to the first crack. So we're on 65 mile range and we're on under quarter. So let's see how we get on. We'll just fill her up. I'll keep this running, I'll just edit it later. We're back and I've just reviewed the footage and it stopped filming when we reached the petrol station. So I had a really good long drive back with loads of good driving and views of Tinton Abbey and some good content but lost. So I'll finish it off here. Car itself, practical, plenty of room for, there's only 2 of us now, obviously with the occasional grandchild, but very, very, very enough space, enough boot space. Technical wise, I'll use most of the features, so the likes of heated steering wheel, heated seats, definitely. Auto dipping headlights, yes. The camera, 360 cameras are useful. We've also got lane depart and cruise control, which is worth a special mention because on the way down on the motorway, we predominantly used the lane depart and the adaptive cruise control, and it absolutely works seamlessly. You've got really good speed control. You can reset the distance from the car in front. You can signal and you pull out, and then when you return in the lane, it goes back to normal. Unlike other systems that are a little bit jerky, this is very smooth. The lane depart is absolutely brilliant. It's very, very subtle, very smooth, and it doesn't either rumble or it doesn't swerve you back in. It's just all very, very, very subtle. So it keep your hand on the steering wheel, and it just steers right down the middle of the lane, but in a very gentle way. So there's no major tugging on the wheel, which again, you can hardly tell it's happening. In fact, you probably think you're steering the car yourself, but you're not. So again, obviously, if you want to change lane, you need to indicate, and then it cuts out momentarily, and then when you're back in the centre, it reconnects and away you go. So outstanding features, definitely adaptive cruise and the lane depart functions. Heated seats were mentioned. EV mode, never use. It's not good for the battery, and it's not a real thing. The car will go into EV mode itself, so let it do its thing. Also, when, unlike the early hybrids that used to dip in and out of EV mode, these actually will go into EV mode at 60 mile an hour plus when there's no load on the engine, which is quite impressive. So EV mode, don't use. Drive modes, I'll use economy and normal. I mentioned earlier on in the video that it does change the actual throttle response quite a bit, which is good. So there is definitely a difference. Probably won't use sport mode because can't see the point. You can still get there the same. It's just a difference in throttle response. So generally, I do like economy mode because it's really quite smooth to drive. But generally, I'll be in normal mode. Automatic parking, I haven't figured out yet, but I will do a video on that once I've figured out how to use it in the safety of a car park with no other cars. Air conditioning, definitely worth a mention. So the air conditioning, climate control, we have it set on auto, about 20 degrees. We've had temperatures of sort of 28 degrees up to date during this little holiday, and it set on 20. It cools the cabin nicely, but unlike other systems that I've had in other cars, there's no major fan speed increase. So all you get is a very gentle delivery of cold air, which is not annoying. It's not sort of noisy. Definitely thumbs up to Toyota for getting the aircon right. So I'll use that obviously all the time. Menu functions are good, so you can customize the car the way you want. The excuse me, the actual steering wheel controls, the stalks, have a really nice positive feel. So they are really, really pleasant to use. We obviously mentioned the steering, which is excellent. So that's it really. All right, handbrake works seamlessly. You just you don't even touch it. Hold, I have used that in stop-start traffic, but when you select it, you have to initially press the brake, and you'll see it come on as red. So it'll have a green hold symbol, but then hold will come on as red when you depress the foot brake. After that, it will automatically then go into hold mode and actually stop you from creeping until you either turn it off or you get in the car the next time it's reset. I have it on creep because that's fine for me. It's like more like a normal automatic. Yeah, all good. Wireless charging, excellent. Wireless connection to Apple CarPlay works really well. What else can I say? Plenty of lights, interior lights are good. Very practical, beautiful trim. This is all nice material. No rattle and squeaks, obviously, because it's a Toyota. And yeah, I think we will be keeping this a very long time. We've had Susan's Yaris for just over about 10.5 years now. And yeah, it's only done low mileage. It's only done 14,500 miles in 10 years. But it's had nothing at all. Apart from regular servicing by Toyota, I think we've had one set of tyres, only because they wore out. They didn't wear out. They were actually cracked in the top of the sidewall in between the treads, but not worn. So we had to put a new set of tyres on it and one rear indicator bulb. And that's all it's had in 10.5 years. So again, that has to be impressive. And I've noticed on some of the Facebook pages and forums, hybrid, the 12-volt start battery going a bit, if you don't use them regular, going flat. Susan's Yaris, never had an issue, never had the battery replaced, and it's like 10.5 years old. So again, we'll wait and see. Apparently this version, which is the 130 brake, has a different battery, so we shouldn't suffer from that. This is also the 130 brake engine. So this is the Toyota Yaris Cross XL. So basically, I looked at the GR Sport, which I liked, but I didn't really like the wheels on the GR Sport, and I like the extra embellishments on the front and rear of the, like, sort of under tray things on the front and back, which are like a gunmetal car. I do like them. And also, the full safety kit, which is the £1,000 extra, is all standard on the XL model. So get the XL model, and you get everything you need. Some things you might not use, but hey, they're in there anyway. But yeah, very impressed. So if you are thinking of buying one, you can take my word for it if you wish. But if you're thinking of buying one, I wouldn't have any doubts at all about the way it's going to perform, because they're absolutely a perfect fit. They do everything well, ride well, quiet, handle well, very economical. There's nothing else to say really, and will be dependable because it's a Toyota. So yeah, we'll see you in the next video, and I hope this has been of some use. If it has, then please subscribe, like, keep following. My videos aren't professionally made. I'm just an amateur. But yeah, I enjoy making them. And if we didn't make YouTube videos, there wouldn't be a YouTube. So I know some videos are like very polished, very professional, you know, obviously with their own sort of camera crews even, but not me. I am grassroots, and I just put on what I think might be of interest. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.